I'm a great collector of optical illusions of all sorts, and one of the outstanding books I came across, and a fairly rare one too, by Roger Shepard. And he's done a lovely, very, very learned book about his stuff. The two best I want to show you is the one on the front, which I'll produce in this form because it's copied. It's easy to see it in black and white. Now that's a very, very striking picture because you're looking at an elephant with four legs. But hang on a sec, some of the legs are a little bit sort of odd because they're actually the gaps, the air gaps between the elements. So he's mixing up air gaps in between the elephant's feet and the elephant's feet itself, which is totally bizarre, but it makes a wonderful, strange picture, and it's an icon. He put it on the front. He liked it so much. And the other one, which occurs deep into the book, is something that a friend of mine made up one, and I thought I've got to do this. As it appears in the book, it's just that it's turning the tables. It's two tables which flat on the paper are the same size, although they don't look it. But in three-dimension, your mind interprets it as they look like very, very different sized tables. A long, narrow one there and a short, broad one there. But to prove the first point that they are the same size, you get a bit of what I call that bit of tablecloth I made, that thing there, checkered tablecloth, and show when you transfer it across, they are in fact the same size, which is a lovely one. So that book by Roger Shepard, it contains lots of other academic ones, and it's very well, it's a very good script in it. But those are two particularly good ones from one of the certainly the people who love collecting optical illusions. They're one of their favourites. Another one I like genre. I like is to take is a well-known picture. This is Escher's famous picture of the endless staircase. If I can get it into focus. So there's a famous picture of the endless staircase, and just sometimes they come up with clever versions of that. And this one here behind it is actually a card that's handed out. Well, it was a greeting card, and that was on the front picture. It was a happy birthday one, I think. But if you pull it back, you see it's a poor little chap who's trying to get up to the gym up the stairs, and you've got to keep climbing, he'll never reach the top. A very clever little take on a very famous Escher picture, and then I do like it when they do something that's original because it does a take of something else. There was a wonderful issue of the Scientific American magazine a few years ago, which was only on optical illusions, and some of the stuff there was just amazing. One of the most extraordinary ones was this one here, which I think is one of the most extraordinary I've ever seen. It's done by an artist who does what they call body painting. Takes the human body as the easel, and with paints and things, does alterations, sometimes to people's faces and things. But this is the most amazing one. We're in focus. So that actually looks like a person holding a red pen there with a black into it, but it actually, there's no pen there at all. That's their finger. It's been so carefully painted, including the silver bit at the top. The tip of the pen is part of the knuckle bone at the very top of the person's hand, and you can stare at it for a long time, and you still almost can't see the finger, but it is there, and that's an extraordinary bit of body painting, which I think is wonderful. And the last one to show you, and it's always something that's best done last of all, is one that James Dalgetty, who I've known for many years, gave me. It's an old picture from many years ago. There's a small version, but I'll show a big one I've made of it. And this is a nice one to finish with. You say, this is the last optical illusion I'm showing. So here it is. I'll see if I can get it into focus. Pull it back, and it invites you to look for a bewildering effect when you nod your head up and down slowly, and those lines around it in the circle then does something, it suggests, perhaps. Well, you could nod away, and after a few seconds, you say to people, can you see the effect? And then, can you see the nodding donkey? No. Well, you say, I can see the nodding donkey, and you're looking at your friend, and I can be looking at you if we had two-way television. It's a lovely one to do a little joke at the end. When you're showing sensible optical illusions, you finish with that one and say, here's the very last one, and you might get them to cooperate and do a bit of that, which is doesn't do any good at all. It's a bit of fun. So I like it when they do something a little bit jokey at the end, and I'm still looking for a few more of the optical illusions which are making fun of itself. So have a look yourself. That's a lovely pursuit.